Someone asked me, how much does it cost to get started? Well, if you have not bought a printer yet, this is what you need to know about the printers at the moment. Okay, let me start again. Thinking about buying a printer right now? Well, do you know what's happened recently with printers? Let me give you a little bit of a rundown. Last year, on Kickstarter, a company called Snapmaker brought out a U1. It's a tool changing mechanism within it, and they brought it out at such a good price that people went mad for it, and they ended up going millions over their Kickstarter price that they needed. Ended up having to make new factories, and at the moment this amazing U1 is priced in, I can only give you US dollars because it doesn't give me pounds. It's priced in at $849. That actually works out around £634, okay, or $635. That doesn't include delivery, so you're probably talking about $650, $660. They have got a delay on at the moment, so you wouldn't get it until February. But this Snapmaker has completely and utterly blown apart the complete world of 3D printing. That 660 odd pounds now is how much you would pay for one now. That wasn't the Kickstarter price. The Kickstarter price was even less. I so wish I'd gone into it, but I wanted to know what the reliability was going to be like first. And as it turns out, it is quite noisy. So if you're okay with a noisy printer, I really would think that this Snapmaker is a good option because it looks like it's going to be fairly reliable. Parts to replace are quite hard to get hold of. So that is something that's not really grown enough yet. If you want something that you know is 100% reliable, then I would go for Bambu. But their four changer comparable item is very expensive. The H2C today is £2,000. £2,000 compared to £660 is phenomenal. Yes, you do have extension capabilities with the Bambu, and you have the reliability issues, which are favourable. And you also have a bigger print bed, so you can make bigger items. So that's what happened last year. Because of that happening, I honestly think a lot of companies are going to start bringing out multi-changing ideas. Just this week, Creality have launched one, and also Anycubic have also launched one as well. So they are very, very good prices too. So what I would think about is perhaps if you are thinking of getting a printer, especially seeing as you're watching my channel now, if you are thinking about it, I would start with an A1 Mini from Bambu or an A1. The prices there are quite good. Let me just have a quick look for you. On an A1 without a multi-changer, you're only talking £229. I mean, that is amazing. For the Bambu Mini, you're talking about £50 to £60 less. If you want to actually get the multi-changer, however, with Bambu, you have a light version, which is actually quite good. It also says they are on back order. So you would be talking end of January, 319, with this free shipping, okay? And they are, that's including VAT, of course. I can't give you the American prices because it won't let me go onto their site. That's 320. We've got these new ones coming out in the region of around 260, 270. But I think they will probably be just as reliable. I just don't know the answer. I know with Bambu that they are reliable. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? If you are also thinking of something that you want to do enclosed prints for, because at the end of the day, If you are printing with the A1, you can't use unusual filaments. You can't make shoes. You can't make something with TPU, which is what a soft one would do. So say, for example, you wanted to make some children's cars, maybe remote control cars or something, but you wanted nice, soft, bouncy wheels, then you'd use the TPU to make those wheels. Now, I thought that that's what I would be using it for. I haven't. Actually has toxic fumes in there, and you need to expel those and not allow yourself to be obviously exposed. Now, I print in my sitting room, just sticking with the PLA and the PETG, but I love them anyway, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so if you wanted to do that, if you wanted one the same as mine, okay, in the UK at the moment, including the AMS, which I have, it's only $4.79. Okay, it's cheaper because they brought out a newer version. Now, this is something that I haven't mentioned. So the P1S is the go-to workhorse for Bambu. The maintenance on it is so easy, whereas with Bambu A1s you have to keep lubricating different parts, and you might need to change different parts. Okay, with the P1S it's hardly at all. It's you can go a long time before you have to change anything or do much lubricating. We're talking between the difference of every couple of weeks to 6 months. Yeah, so that's what I've discovered anyway. So saying that, the new version, okay, the P2S, is apparently extremely good. Now, when I say extremely good, everybody who's had a P1S that's been on the YouTube talking about them over the last few years have got themselves or been given a P2S instead, okay, or as well as, shall we say. So, okay, the P2S on its own is the same price as the P1S with the AMS. So we're talking $4.79. Now, if you add the brand new version of the AMS, the combo, you're talking $6.99. So we're talking $700. So there again, it's more expensive than the Snapmaker. And they're shipping out in February in the UK at the moment. Okay, so because they've been very popular, because a lot of people have wanted them. Now, what is the difference between a P1S and a P2S other than the price? Very quick change out nozzle. Okay, with the A1s, you have this very simple system to just change the nozzle in case you want to change to a smaller or a bigger nozzle. Why would you do that? Well, to change to a smaller nozzle would be if you wanted finer detail. For example, if you were making little keyboard caps and you wanted ones with lots of detail on them, you know, you might want to make some Pokemon ones. They have all sorts of different versions that you can make. Absolutely great. Okay, so you might want to do that. For that, it would be recommended to do a 0.2 nozzle, so it would come out thinner and be able to give you more detail. 0.6 nozzle, because the general ones are 0.4. A 0.6 nozzle would be if you're perhaps printing out maybe a batch of flower pots, yeah, and it doesn't matter that you can see the lines because they're going to go in the garden. You would use a 0.6 and your time for printing out would be vastly reduced. Okay, so that's the difference in the nozzles. Okay, so in my Bambu Lab P1S, to change the nozzle is quite complicated. I have done it, and you have to do a bit of, you have to take out some wires. You have to take off something that's glued on, and then change it and then reverse to put it back on again. It is quite long. The P2S, switch it really quickly. So all you do is undo something, pull it out, put the next one in, do it back up. And that is really good because a quick change will actually help you if you're going to be doing different size nozzles, definitely. And the P2S also has spaghetti detection. Now, if you want to know what that is, I'm becoming a mine of information today. spaghetti detection is when you've had a print that's lost its way. Okay, it's got a little bit unhappy with the print bed, and it's maybe lost any supports that you gave it, or maybe you didn't give it any supports at all, and it's just gone wild, and you end up with this big knot of filament that looks like it's just spaghetti, literally a bowl of spaghetti. It might be just a little bit, it might be a lot. And there's nothing worse than coming back to a print that you've had going for 2 days to realise that on the last 6 hours, it's been kicking out spaghetti. You could have stopped it, you could have taken it off, and you could have started again. You've lost 6 hours of print time. Okay, so that's why spaghetti detection is good. All right. And what it does is it basically stops and sends you a little warning to your phone and says, I've got spaghetti, I've got spaghetti. It doesn't do that, but you know what I mean. Everything else seems to pretty much work the same, other than the camera, which apparently if you're doing time-lapse camera recording, then the time-lapse is a lot smoother. It's a better quality camera on the P2S, and it's a better stance that it does it from. And also there's an extra light on the other side of the printer that makes it so that you can see all of it really well, less shadows. So that's another thing that is absolutely brilliant with the P2S. Also, I've just thought of another one. Also, on the P1S, even though it's cheaper and you'd still be getting a really good printer, yeah, you will go mad by the actual little screen that you get with it. On the A1, you have a touch screen and it's easy to navigate. On the P1S, you don't. So I tend to use most of my navigation on that screen from the Bambu Handy app because it's a lot easier. Otherwise, you have to literally click, arrow, click, 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 and then OK, click to get it to do that thing. So you have to look through menus and all that kind of thing. So the P2S apparently has got a proper touchscreen, so it's very easy to handle and to use. I hope those things are interesting for you to find out. Yes, I have got 4 Bambu, actually I've got 5 Bambu printers. I have only been printing for 6 months, just over now, but I have been doing a lot of research and I've been doing a lot of hours. I have over 3,000 hours on my main A1 printer, and I have 2,000 hours on my P1S. So that gives you an idea of how many prints I've been doing. How many hours they've been printing for. It took me a while to find out how to work that out. But I managed it. I do recommend at the moment that you get yourself just the one to get you into doing your 3D printing, and you won't be long before you are hooked and want to buy another. And if that is the case, I would wait 2 or 3 months, yeah, until the market settles on what different multi-colour printers are coming out, because so many of these companies have gone, oh my God, Snapmaker, you won. We are not going to sell anything anymore. And they've realised that people are conscious about the waste that they get from a normal printer, a normal 3D printer, because every time it changes colour, it has to cut the filament, brings the next filament down, and then it has to purge that, because the purged amount is now got, like, there's little bits left in the nozzle. So it needs to purge the colour through so that it doesn't mix or come out as, say, grey if you've gone from black to white, or perhaps green if you've gone from yellow to blue. All right, you don't want that. So it has to purge that out. And it's what we call poop. Yes, the printers poop. They poop all over the place. Yes, I would wait. I'm going to wait. I was so tempted to do an early bird purchase of the new Creality because it has 4 nozzles all going into the tool head piece, yeah, and it looks like it does print things at a shorter time, because it doesn't need to send the filament back and then bring the next one, because they're all there ready, yeah. So that's quite good, to be honest. Moment, it's on a good price. It's I think it's £260 at the minute, but like I say, Creality has not got the best reputation on reliability, so I don't know how reliable this one's going to be, and at the moment I don't have the funds to get it. So I'll tell you all about that in another video. So I hope you've learnt something and that you've enjoyed it. And if so, please do like and subscribe for me, because obviously not many people do that nowadays. And I really could do with the help, because I am a new channel, but I do have a lot of information to give you and a lot of fun that we can have along the way. So thank you very much for watching. Lisa's out.